OK。お願いします。
お願いします。
Okie dokie. So we'll just a little bit loosen off. Coming front and back. Yes. And set aside. And rotating. And looking inside, outside. And just mixing them all in freely. Okay. A little bit of stretching up and bend through the knees. Very good. Okay, going over to the side. Yes. So, okay, roll in the hips. Away. And the knees. And the ankles, feet. Next side. Into shoulders. And forwards. And nice big circles with the arms. And forwards. working the wrists. And then just turning them really. The other way. And shaking them out the top. And shaking the feet as well. Yeah. And just letting them roll downwards. And just take it to the whole body. So. Yeah. Great. Okay, good. Take a jump. Very good. Okay. I'll just start with some turning movements. Just doing one side. And changing when you feel like it. And just alternating each side. Extending out with the arm. And again, just changing each time. So. Into a figure of 8, one side. Change when you feel like it. And alternating the hand each time. Take a few steps with it. Forward, backwards. And going over the shoulder. Open the shoulder out. And then just change at the wrist. Cut it a little bit shorter. And just taking a few steps with it, forwards and backwards. Just mix them both in together. One direction and the other. And you can change it to the back as well, and mix it in. Good. Let's go straight into some ski work. So just come straight into Zendo ski. Just come front and back, nice and calm. Nice full rotation. Go back. Nice. And take into Shiho, 4 directions. And lastly, into half pop into 8 directions. Okay, good. Okay, so we'll look at this movement here. Coming in, over to the top, and striking through. We'll see 3 parts, and then we'll go to Aikikai next. Just nice basic start. Coming up, rolling through. Bringing the hips to initiate on the second movement. Good. So just keeping the same pattern, just making it a little bit flexible. You're coming here, rolling back, and then in. It's got this now just flexible quality through the spine. Just here, there. It's got a kind of surging pattern through it. Whoosh. And keeping the spine free as you go into it. Nice. Each. Good, and then just taking it straight into 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄. So going through into it. Whoosh. Yeah. Okay, good, good. And the last level is play with the ski and the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄 really coming together. So you've got this into this now. So it's really a kind of one fluid motion. So the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄 is really feeding off the ski, that movement. So just let it kind of fall after the kind of percussion on the ski. So you got there, that, into there. Just play with it, play with the levels as well, so you can do this really basic way and just start to bring it into a fluid motion. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Whoosh. Whoosh. Oh, okie good. So we'll work on some of the 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒈 from the second set of 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒈, so 6 to 10. So they're a little bit more complicated and they're a little bit more focused on the Taijutsu aspect of the jo. So they deal with first what we've just been doing. So the attacking side in this case is a 𝒬 and a 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒄. So lots of them deal with the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄 movement. So the first one's dealing with first the 𝒬 and then coming in with the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄 this way. So in this case, you start again in 𝒍𝒂𝒄𝒄 this way. The first movement you do in this case is just a wedging with the jo this way. So that you've got the 𝒬 coming into the body here. You're wedging off the line and you're pressing in this way. So the intention with this in terms of the 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒈 is just to continue the movement as a kind of trap, but we'll just work it here. You've got the opportunity, you can come in and then just thrust towards the throat this way. So you can finish the form here, but obviously the 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒈 continues, but we'll just play with it here and build it up. So this first move is really pressing in, and then you've got the line straight through into the body this way. Just play with this nice direct movement. It goes in, and then thrust through this way. You go in, and then thrust in. So you got this kind of cushioning movement coming in, and then it just goes into a strike this way. Just play with it there. So, yeah. Good.
Michael?
Yeah, sure.
If I would open to my partner, then I would do this, right? So that they can come in here.
You can in a way, you can open that way. So you've got a kind of target here, but in a way that the person's just going to thrust straight through. So the attacks kind of come into the neck in this case. So you've got that, but the attacks come into the chest here. Okay. So the attack is just going to come straight through this way, come into here. So yeah, and in this case, just watch it. The footwork's a little bit different from the others. So like in number 2, for example, you kind of come back with the feet this way a lot. In this case, you're actually pressing in. So what you do with the footwork is just wedge in to the body this way. So if you're here, you can actually wedge in and forwards this way. So it's a kind of pressure in and down this way. This pressing in, and then the thrust comes in. So you go in, and then in this way.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, good. That's it. Okay, good. Great. So in this case, you've got the attacker coming in here. You blend down on the jo, and they basically feed off this. And the aim is to go into the top and go for the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄 this way. So they've got that movement, and then they're going to go straight into the 𝒖𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄. So the aim of the next move is to catch the elbows at the top. So what you do now, forget about the second 𝒬 movement. You go in, and then straight away, imagine the jo's coming straight up over to the top of the head to strike. So you go in, and then what you're trying to do now is wedge off the line and catch the elbows underneath. So the arms come up, a little bit like doing a 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕. So it goes here, 1, and then 2, catching up. And in terms of the line work, you're going left of the line this way, and then you're keeping the left foot forward, just wedging off at an angle this way. So the aim is to get capture the center line. Yeah, and arms nice and extended. Really the feeling of the ground underneath the arms. Good. 1, 2, to that. Let's go that far. That's it. And imagine you've got a little bit of weight on top of the jaw, so you've got the kind of pressure coming down from the first entire gaishi this way. That's great, good. Good. And we go to the second point when you can kind of finish the form. So you go here, this, and then you've got control of the arms. You're gonna strike with the backside of the jaw. So you're releasing the pressure here and coming down straight onto the side of the head. You go 1, 2, and then you release it 3. Striking down with weight on the end of the jaw. 1, 2, 3. Striking in this way.
And could you just have a look at how the left hand's holding it at the end of the move?
Yeah, so you've got 1, 2, and then just keep the hand as it is. You're basically gonna almost stays where it is. There's a little bit of, can slide down a little bit to make that movement a little bit more freer. But you're basically in this kind of area with the hand. Yeah. And just keeping it basically as it was from the beginning. There, coming in this way. You're in that kind of position. That way.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Yeah, there we go. Good. That's it. Nice. Okay, good. And then this form, most of the second set kumija, they end with controlling movements or either projecting movements or entangled movements. In this case, what you do is just extend it. So you go here, here, and then in this case, rather than kind of striking fully to the head, you take the end of the jaw and you're going to insert it in between the hands. So as the person strikes down, you want to get the jaw in between the hands here. So, and then you're going to use the end of the jaw to tie the person up. So it goes down onto the hands, and then from here, keeping the right side forward, you roll it in an arc and press it down into the ground. So your aim here is to get the person over into this kind of position. So they're really tangled up in the arms. You can do it as a projection also, but actually works better as an entanglement. So you go here, and then using the end and the body, rolls over this way. So you want a little bit of an angle of the jaw, and the feeling's kind of going into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into that nice, heavy, dense movement. 1, 2, 3, Good. Okay, good. And if you like, just take this into a little bit more fluid. So if you imagine as you go in, this movement just allows the person to come into the Hayagaishi. And then if you imagine it's a very quick movement, you're not going to kind of stop it at this point. You're just going to kind of get to the position and allow it to kind of slide off. So just imagine it's a little bit more fluid and then catching it down here. The key point now is the weight at the end. So really trying to get a sense that you press weight through the end of the jump as you go in. So you're trying to, in this case, as they come in, catch them out of balance in the Hayagaishi. So not allowing them to find a nice solid base, but catching them off and then taking them over. So just imagine it's a little bit more flowing now. There. Let me take it. Yeah. Okay, good. We'll go to number 7 as well. So in this case, it works with a slightly different attack, still working on Hayagaishi, but in this case, there's 3 attacks on the attacking side. You've got a Hayagaishi which comes low, so it goes down to the knee, the first movement. So it goes low to the knee. The second attack is a thrust, and then the third attack is a yokomunuchi, coming through this way. So just play this as a set. You go low, Hayagaishi. You go for a ski to the chest, and then a yokomunuchi. Goes up, goes here, whoosh, eight, whoosh. So you get 3 attacks. Whoosh, each, whoosh. Yeah. Yeah, okay, just play with a little bit more fluid. So especially now the last two movements, you've got the hayagashi coming here, and then this into this. Just feel it's kind of feeding the next movement. So you've got the hayagashi, the ski into the yokonuchi. Just play with it a little bit more fluid. So it's like the end of the 31, your kata. Yeah. That's it. Okay, good. So we go to the defense side. So it kind of works the same way as 6, but on the opposite sides. But the first move is a bit different. So when you do this one, you've got the hayagashi coming to the knee. So what you're going to do is withdraw and bring the jo to this point this way. So you just switch the side and you switch the grip. It goes here, here. And what you want to do in this case is leave an opening for the next movement. So it's kind of a trap. So it's an opening and a kind of invitation for the next strike. You can do this in a way to kind of block the hayagashi. But in this case, just use it as a feeling of withdrawing and opening. Coming through this way. Nice. Yeah, and just shifting the hands on the jo. That's it. That's it, good. There we go. Okay, good. So you've got this move, you withdraw, you invite the ski in, so the ski's coming towards the chest. What you do now is you wedge off to the inside of the movement this way, and you're going to use the back side of the jo to protect yourself as you go. So it goes 1, and then using this side, wedge off to the right side and protect yourself here. So it goes 1, 2, nice tight wedge. 1, 2. That's what that says. Okay, good. And then the last move you've got is the hayagashi coming in, the yokonuchi coming in. You've got this position. The person's going to come around and strike for the top of their head. So in this case, you go inside across the line, and then you blend right up against the elbows. So the aim is to go straight into the posture and press the person up. So you go back, slide in, and then change the feet. This presses up, and you've got this high position where the arms are really extended up. 1, 2, 3, right in between, and you can step through with the other foot. So, yeah, good. There's a few variations at the end of this form. There's one really nice one which is really related to the Taijutsu work. So there's the same, you go back, you go in, and in this case with the back left hand, you're going to release the jo, and you're going to press in with the palm. And this goes, rather than going for the arms, goes right for the head. So it goes back, two, and then through, right in. And just let the jo kind of come to the back side. A nice movement for the hips. Here, straight in, palm underneath. And you've got a nice, strong relationship to the ground. Whoosh. That's that great. Good, good, good. Yes. That's it. Nice. Very good. Great. We'll stop there. So that's 6 and 7. We'll look at the others sometime. So. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとう。
ありがとうございま
ございまし
した。
はい。There we go.
Thank you, Michael.
There we go.
Michael.
Nice.